All right, guys. Breaking news. Jorge Gamebred Masvidal tweeted that he is unretiring. This is quite surprising to me. Not shocked, though. A little publicity stunt, I believe. I don't think he's truly coming back to the UFC. If that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I disagree. I think he might be.
No.
But it's just kind of the season of UFC 300 is in April. You got Nate Diaz coming back saying he has no one to fight. Dustin Poirier is coming in saying he has no one to fight. And now Jorge Masvidal coming in saying that he's unretiring. I think it's just a season of UFC 300. I think it brings some interest. And honestly, if I'm the UFC, take it.
No.
Run. Yes. Jorge Masvidal was one of the biggest stars in the sport at the time that he retired. And to see him on UFC 300, I would love to see it. Why not?
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree. The UFC is a business, and they're going to do what's best for the business. But they're realistic within their business. They're just not going to give some guy who hasn't won a fight since 2019 a title shot. Just doesn't make sense. What? He can bypass Shavkat Rakhmonov? He can bypass Bilal Muhammad? No, it doesn't make sense. So
yeah, but I also think there's a lot of argument with the Colby fight too. Granted, I believe that Colby did deserve the title shot, but he was out for 18 months. He didn't fight. He didn't beat anyone that was under 35 years old. You can say that, but also at the end of the day, they are a business, and they will sell 10 times the pay-per-views if it's Leon Edwards versus Jorge Masvidal than they would do if it's Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad or Shavkat Rakhmonov. Because let's be honest, that's a bigger draw, and if I'm the UFC, why not do it? Why not entertain it? But the question is Jorge Masvidal going to be ready in April? Will he?
no.
He's been sitting on the sidelines since last April. So will he be ready to fight for a world title in April? I don't know, but I buy it.
No.
Do it.
Doesn't
That
make
would be
sense.
an awesome fight to watch. Because stylistically, it's a pretty even fight on the feet. On the ground, very even fight as well. But Leon Edwards has shown that he's very much became a mixed martial artist and is able to wrestle. He even took down Colby Covington. But if I'm the UFC, do it. Why not? Jorge Masvidal is a big draw. You're going to make a ton of money. They both are going to make a ton of money. And they have a leadway with it. They got into the fight in London. In the backstage when they started duking it out. There's bad blood there. So why not do it?
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I know, like how I said just before, the UFC is a business, but it doesn't make sense, man. And I would be, personally, as a fan of the sport, I would be disappointed if he got the title shot. I would be very disappointed. So
It would be tough because it really starts to hold up the welterweight division. And that's almost what the Colby fight did in a sense. It kind of held it up because you had two number one contenders in Shavkat Rakhmonov now and Bilal Muhammad, and then Jorge Masvidal jumping him. That would be tough to watch. But my question is, how realistic is he? Is he just saying he's unretired because everyone wants to fight on UFC 300? Or is he truly unretired and want to make a run at this title shot?
no, I like how I said at the beginning, I believe this is fully a publicity stunt, and I think he will box Jake Paul.
You think he's going to boxing?
Yeah. I think that fight is going to get scheduled because you look and Jake Paul tweeted something too. So
What do you think goes down in that fight? Jake's too big for him still.
Jake's a boxer. Masvidal's not a boxer.
He's an MMA boxer.
Yeah,
there's
a
a difference. And I think that's the biggest problem I have with the whole Jake Paul situation is that, yeah, he's fighting boxers, but he's fighting MMA boxers. There's a totally different, it's just totally different.
Yeah,
you
it's a
saw
different
Alex
feel.
Pereira sparred a real boxer, a really, truthfully, not that big of a name boxer, and he was getting pieced up. And look at him now. He's unstoppable, one of the best kickboxers in the entire UFC, and just to top it off, he's the light heavyweight division champion. So it'll be interesting. Honestly, I hope Jorge Masvidal fights on UFC 300 because that would be sick. It would be sick to bring him back. And to top it off, if he's fighting for a world title, that would be unreal. But personally, I don't think it's going to happen. It would be hard. It'd be very far-fetched to give him the title shot after being retired, after everyone complained that Colby was out for 18 months. So it'd be interesting, but I don't know, kind of a fun topic. We'll see what happens. UFC 300 is bringing out everyone.
No, they are. That fight will be announced soon.
Yeah,
Very soon.
maybe Robbie Lawler come back.
No,
Everyone start coming back.
Everyone wants to fight on the 300 and make that payday, but realistically, I believe UFC's 300 main event will be Leon Edwards. And I'm going to wrap it at that.
But Leon Edwards versus who?
Bilal Muhammad.
Jorge Masvidal. Book
No.
it. UFC 300 will be Leon Edwards versus Jorge Masvidal as the headliner.